Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters from anime, series or movies such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86 and today I present to you not one but three shinobi ninjas from the Sand Village. I present to you Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari, also known as the Sand Village siblings, in their Funko Pop form. On the sides they basically tell you the collection and you have the art sketch of each one of them. Then on the back side it tells you what collections the three ninjas belong to. So obviously my Gaara is not from the Naruto saga, but it's from Naruto Shippuden. I think his appearance is based off when he fought Kimimaro to when he became the Kasakage. But Temari and Kankuro have their appearance from when they showed up at the shooting exams. So for starters, we will start with Kankuro, which is the second oldest sibling, making him the middle child between Temari and Gaara. Looking at the figure, he looks really amazing. You can see that Funko Pop really captured the appearance of Kankuro when he first appeared in Naruto during the shooting exams. You can see the ninja headband, and he also has the famous puppet that he carried around that is wrapped up in the bandages. And then if you look very closely, you can see some details of a kunai next to his thigh. I really like the markings that they gave them in the face. And that is something that I like about the Kankuro character. If you notice from all the other ninjas that were introduced in that first wave, his characterism and mannerism were a little bit unique as far as the appearance goes. And that is something that he did come into kind of like a growth for him, where at the beginning he basically hated little kids, mostly comparing them to brats, and you can see that hate was mostly aimed to his relationship with Gaara at the early beginnings of the Naruto series. But over time he did learn to appreciate Gaara to the point where he started to respect him instead of fearing him. And that is mostly because Gaara was very evil at the beginning, so he did have a fear factor there. The one thing that I'm not liking, as you can see towards that big old head, that he has some paint smudges as well as what appears to be glue. So if you look at it throughout the paint job, you can see that on the back side of the head and on the sides it's not fully uniform. So again, we see the big quality issues with Funko Pop. And again, that kind of goes to, oh, you're not supposed to take them out the box or else they lose the collector's value. But again, you never know what's behind the figure, just as you see here. But other than that, they did capture his likeness very well.
Let me do you a favor and end this battle quickly.
The next one up is the oldest sibling, Temari. And honestly, to me, based on the Naruto characters, she is one of my favorite female characters from the whole series. Especially because of her character. Her character was always viewed as very strong, who was very blunt and not afraid of speaking her mind, basically making her pretty attractive to Shikamaru. And I also really like how she progressed throughout the show, where she demonstrated a very mean offset, but however that basically changed during part 2 when she started valuing more peace and started getting closer to Shikamaru. And again, during the beginning she was also afraid of Gaara, making sure that she wouldn't basically affect Gaara's mood. But her best scenes are the ones where she was flirting with Shikamaru. She was also a very strong ninja, especially with her wind style attacks. In this Funko Pop depicts her with the fan. Overall the figure does look good, but again if you focus towards her legs you can see the quality marks from the paint, especially on the left leg. So this one, again, just like the Kankuro figure, quality was not the best one. So in this one, and the quality, it was very lacking as well. Detail wise, they did a very good job. They did capture the key highlight and character traits of Temari. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. One thing that I did notice is that this Funko Pop does carry a mini base under her feet, and I think they did that because Obviously, the Funko Pop trade is giving him a giant head with a little body. So I have a feeling with this particular final figure, balancing was an issue, especially since the fan is also on the back side. So that is something that I like the Funko Pop thought ahead of giving this figure a base, because obviously there are some folks that keep them in the box, but there are also other folks that like to take them out, such as myself.
Now it's my turn. Winside Jutsu!
The last one we have here is Gaara, who later on went to become the Kasakage. Again, the portrait of this Gaara, I think it's from the time skip from when he first fought Kimimaro to when he became the Sand Village Kasakage. And I'm basing that off the outfit that he's wearing. Since during the Naruto Chunin exams, his outfit looked very different, but more towards once he matured and changed his personality, he basically started wearing these types of outfits. His outfit basically resembled this one. For this vinyl figure, I did have the special edition, so you can see on the sand paint job as well as the outfit and the eyes has a metallic shine to it, which makes this figure stand out a little bit more than the other two. The other thing that I noticed is this one doesn't have that many quality issues as much as we saw from the other two, and I want to believe that is because this one, obviously it's special edition, so the paint job had to be carefully done. In this particular vinyl figure, it reflects one of Gaara's character traits, which is the sand, where it shows the sand coming out of the gore, trademarking Gaara's sand techniques as the ultimate defense. Gaara is basically the youngest out of the three siblings, and he is the one that basically had the most character development throughout the show within the three siblings. And that is because when we're first introduced to Gaara, he is very evil and cold-hearted, but that eventually changes once he fights and meets Naruto to basically realize that their histories were not too far off from each other's, where basically being a Jinchuriki basically meant them spending a lot of time alone where people hated and feared them. And that is one thing that Gaara did see a lot during his childhood, especially in the relationship between Temari and Kankuro, where they really feared them. But after that, he realized that he can change his personality, and that is kind of when he started to see the light side of Gaara, which basically enabled him to become the Kasakage that was loved and respected by everyone. And here I present to you the three Sand siblings, which were basically the three children of the fourth Kasakage, Temari, Kankuro, and Gaara, which were very fierce shinobi when they were first introduced in Naruto during the Chunin exams, where Baki was serving as their joining and commander. Let me know in the comments, out of the three, which character do you like the most? You have Temari with the fan, you have Kankuro with the puppet, and then obviously Gaara with that special metallic paint job of the sand coming out of the gore. And again, just to call it out, the Gaara that I have is not the Gaara that is introduced in this wave that brings you Kankuro and Temari. Their Gaara was basically the evil one, which I didn't think I saw it for sale, but obviously I'm not even gonna bother pursuing it because I already have this other particular Gaara, which to me I like better. So as far as I'm concerned, I have completed my checkmark on having the three Sand siblings. So overall, having this trio makes a really good collection, especially reminiscing the times of Naruto, back before you got into Boruto and all that other stuff. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you have seen, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new one. Thank you and bye.
Allies of the Leaf Village.
Where's Shinobi? Of the